That was my Kool-Aid. That was my Kool-Aid. Huck, that was Daddy's glass of Kool-Aid. Huck, I didn't think you would find that, buddy. This is Daddy's glass of Fine, you do wear the bell. You do wear the bell. That was my Kool-Aid, buddy. That's all I had to drink out here. Sugar-free. It's Crystal Light, y'all. Oh, man. Mr. Huck. Dude, are you going to save me any? Are you going to save me any? All right, this is kind of ridiculous. Dude. Y'all dare me? Do y'all dare me? Do y'all dare me? I'm turning the camera around. All right, let me show you all how much I love this Mr. Huck. Oh, I hope I don't get sick after this. It looks clean enough. And he does wear the bell. I should be honored. I don't know about this. I think I'll just let him have it. Good morning, folks. Lester here, and today I'm over at Longhorn Lester's. I'm going to be doing some fencing today. Not to worry, I'm not going to bore you with all of the fine details of it, but we have a lot of things going on. We've got a lot of animals already moved over, and with this next fencing project, it'll be time to move over the ostriches. I want you to stick around for a little while so I can show you exactly where I'm working, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it. And then I promise I'll find some way to make this entertaining. It's not another fence building video. Here goes Lester showing off his fencing skills. It's not like that. But I am fencing today. And it's what I have to do. It's what I'm doing. I will say this. We already have several animals over here. We have, of course, all of the longhorns. That's neat. We have the 6 goats who are calling Longhorn Lester's their new home. That's awesome. We have a donkey, which is Beverly. We have Jamie's horse, Dixie. You've all seen those videos. And next up, my friends, next up is Carl and Debbie. Next up will be Carl and Debbie. Grabbed our tools. We're about to head over that direction. So you guys come on and join us. Let me show you around a little bit, and we will get this project knocked out. So the really fun and exciting thing about this part of the project, which is working over here on this side of the property, is that I'm going to be joined by a lot of silly willy goats. Obviously, we have our leader here, the one that wears the bell. And he's letting everyone know that he is the only one with permission to ride the four-wheeler. And he's found his spot up there with all of my tools. And the rest of these guys can only watch and wonder. They can only watch and wonder how that must feel to be the head honcho of the project. Like, he's like the foreman. Yeah. In case you're all wondering, I did bring some snacks. Now, I'm not going to open those up yet. As of right now, they have no idea that there's animal crackers. If I ever show them what I have in that package, there's not going to be much work to get done. But we will open those up momentarily, and I'll hand them a few. But mostly, I'm going to use those as a get-out-of-my-way tool. Like, I'll take a few and toss them over yonder so they'll all get out of my way. This is the hardest thing about working around goats, is I'm trying to pull this wire. Listen, I'm trying to pull my string tight, and you're messing with. So I'm trying to pull me a tight string. Hey, move, little goat. I'm trying to pull me a string so I can get my wire or my post in a straight line, and they're doing everything they can to loosen, move. I'm trying to pull this wire. Okay, there we go. There we go. Well. All right, so what I'm going to be doing today is running my fence, or at least putting my post and my cement right along through this string here. That's going to go all the way over to the yard fence. This is going to be the boundary to where the ostriches will be over on this side. They will not be able to cross over onto this side. Now the goats, as you remember, will still have access to everything. Listen. You all hear Beverly? Sweet baby. The goats will still have access to everything all around us. They'll have a doggy door type system where they can come in and out, whereas the ostriches are going to be forced to stay inside this part of the yard. The goats will go out by day and forage the way they're about to start doing now, which is what we want them to do, help clean these pastures up and help us maintain all of this without it being overrun and weeds and all kinds of nasty things we don't want to have growing. However, the goats cannot get over there. There's a fence. That's the goat fence we put up about a month ago, and that would be as far as the goats can get. And of course, there goes Mr. Huck showing you. He's trying to demonstrate to you all that fence, and he wants you to see how tight Daddy put it up. There's no bend or break in that wire. That's a very small 4-inch goat wire. Let me go show you. We did not want to have any chance of the goats getting a head stuck through this wire. So we made sure that we bought the very, very small, the smallest squares that they have. And so there's no way any of our goats can put their heads through that. Lenny's going to demonstrate. Lenny, put your head up against the wire so we can all see that there's no way your head could ever go through. Lenny's like, he's too shy to be on camera. Huck will show you though. Huck is showing you how tight the wire is strung. Yes, see, it works great for back scratches. And there's also no way you can't even get your nose through there, can you? So we have no fear whatsoever of our goats getting their heads or horns stuck into the wire here. It costs more to buy the smaller squares, but to us it was worth it. This is Mr. Pete and his wife's side of the property, and they're great. They come out and they feed the goats. They throw snacks over, and the goats love this side of the fence. Mr. Huck likes it especially for its abilities to scratch his little back. Oh, he likes that so much. All right, so now you know sort of where we're at and what's going on. And like I said, the ostriches will never have a chance to come over this far. We've talked about the fact that it'd be easier to build one fence all the way across, but we do not want the ostriches over here along this fence line. We do not want to have any chance that any of Mr. Pete's family or friends or grandkids can get out there messing around with Carl, you know, doing the selfies and all that, and risk getting themselves nipped or anything. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this first stretch of fence. I'm happy about this because you can see there's not too many trees through here, so it should be fairly easy digging. Clay, I will hit clay at about a foot down. That'll make it a little bit tough, but besides that, it should be pretty easy digging with no roots. Over on the other end, there's a couple of trees I'll have to pass through, and that will be a little bit tougher, so we'll have to just try to find the right spot, and we have to get it done. I mean, it has to be done. That was my Kool-Aid. That was my Kool-Aid. So just because you don't see any trees now doesn't mean there were never any trees, because in fact I am hitting a lot of roots here. I want to show you what's happened, and this is a problem. Let me turn my camera around. It is stuck. It is absolutely stuck in the ground, and these things don't have a reverse on them. So when this happens and it gets completely stuck, all you can do is dig it out, which is what I'm going to have to do. I've done that plenty of times here on this property, and what's happened is it's drilled its way down and it found a root too big to cut into, but that root has wrapped around it, and now that root is wrapped and I can't pull it up or go down. I'll try to show you how this goes. you'll have to dig right down the side your tool. That drill. Sheesh, Lester. Maybe I won't be showing you how this goes. I think you get the idea. All right, let me show you what I just had to work through. It may not seem to be that big of a deal at this point, but they were small enough to wrap around it. So at this point, I've got 8 holes in the ground, which is pretty good. And I'm gonna go over and get my 8 posts and my 8 bags of concrete and get that section of fence done as far as the post and concrete go. And then I will take a break and I'll do the other section. Well, here comes all my helpers. We have to wait for the helpers. Can't do anything without our helpers. We're gonna load posts. Can you guys help me load these posts? You should be nice and cool now that you've drank all my Gatorade, all my Kool-Aid. Yeah. Do y'all remember this cool axe that I was gifted? I am about to put it to use for the first time. Ha! Did y'all think I was gonna do something mean to my Mr. Huckies? Friends, I wouldn't do that. I love that boy. Look at that. Look at that, would you? I will load 8 posts onto my four-wheeler. Boy, don't you miss your side-by-side at times like these. A side-by-side truly is the best tool to get work like this done. But in this case, we have to improvise the same way Mr. Huck is improvising to get these live oak leaves. Guys, isn't it kind of silly what lengths they go through to get a piece of a live oak leaf when I want to show you something? Right there, the exact same kind of tree. And look how low to the ground those, look how low to the ground. Oh, you can just, there are so many leaves and so much foliage and so much delicious stuff. Over there, there's some more. And no, they have to have that one. They just have to have that one. Please don't break something up there, especially your legs. Oh, the joys of working with goats. The joys of working with goats. See, y'all thought this was gonna be a boring fence building video. How can anything be boring with a bunch of goats helping you? So it's been 6 days, and I was hoping that he'd start filling out more. I'll tell you what, even though I can't see that he's gained any weight necessarily, it's great to see that he's taking such an active role in his little leadership responsibilities. And he leads these babies all over this pasture. And they make the rounds, man. They make the rounds. I've been here several days. You know, a lot of long days here. And through the course of a day, this little leader here takes these guys all over the place. And I'm really proud of him for that. I can't say for sure that what he needs to get healthy is just a variety of foliage. And you know, you really can't say that to be sure. Even with, you know, all of these woods, he may still stay fairly sickly. But I'll tell you what, he's living his best little life, especially because he wears this darn bell. And that right there makes him a very special little guy. Oh, because he is a special little guy. Lenny, I know you still have a lot of resentment because he sure thought it was going to be him. He sure thought that he would be the one to wear the bell. And as far as leadership, he probably should. He exemplifies a lot that a person would want in their lead goat. But as you already know, we are underdogs here. We are rooters for the underdogs. Everyone knows that. We always root for the underdogs here at I'm a Survivor. And this little guy here has always been the underdog, and yet he fights on and fights on and fights on. and he got an itch. All right, I got work to do. Please leave that fuel alone. That's fuel. I don't know if you're trying to ignite that or not. It's like a flint. They try to put their flint to it, see what kind of havoc they can create. We're not doing that. You're gonna puncture my can of fuel. Hey, Zachary. I'm trying to work here, and there's no way to use that string to make sure my posts are all in line as long as old goofball there is playing in the string. Hey, stop it, Aaron. Move. See? Lord. Huck, do your job. Trying to work there. That water's for my cement. That water is for my cement. You have a whole wonderful water trough right over there. Clean and fresh, and I just emptied it this morning and refilled it. That right there is my cement bucket. Great. Okay, friends, I am officially done for the day. I know what you're gonna say. Lester, you hardly did anything. It's true. I feel like I hardly did anything. I only put 10 posts in the ground, but I want you to notice how straight they are. Running this string line is very important. Every post should come right up alongside that string to let you know that it's in line. And then of course you have your level. I'm a little bit off on this one over here. Minor. And they're all in the ground, cemented into the ground. I will come back tomorrow and I'll finish up that stretch there going on over to the main fence. Thank you to all of my helpers here. Lots of moral support from these guys. They keep me laughing, keep me guessing, keep me on my toes. And thank you all for watching. I know what you're gonna say. Lester, I'm tired of them. Okay, I know what some of you are gonna say. I know there's very few of you who are gonna say, Lester, I'm so tired of seeing your fence building videos. Can't you find nothing else to do besides build a fence? But that's only a few of y'all who are saying that. Most of y'all are saying, man, Lester, that was pretty interesting. I like the way you have I like your work ethic, Lester, man. I wish I had that kind of get up and go with me. So I'll do this over here tomorrow.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.